But what do you think about senior leadership? People like yourself that are leading complex agendas, your colleagues in the C-suite. How do you think AI, broadly, generative AI specifically, is going to impact senior leadership and then employees at large?
I think generative AI is a vehicle to elevating data centricity in every organization. The existence of it, the simplicity of usage, really draws out the discussion of where are we in our data journey and how mature are we in our data journey, and driving data centricity at the heart of every conversation that you're having, every business leader conversing differently around what they historically had thought to be unusable data, or think about unstructured data, or even their knowledge bases, research articles, et cetera, that you could read it and consume it. This brings out a level of data centricity that I've never seen at the same cohesive level across the organization, which is phenomenal. I think from a leadership perspective, you have to actually understand that you have multiple levels of understanding and baseline information out there. And as leaders, it's your duty to, one, get yourself educated and understand where the power is for your clients and your colleagues. And two, how do you serve as a translator for those that need support translating what the so what of this is? And really taking that role seriously. I think there's never been a time that technologists have been playing this critical of a role to unpacking reality and the hype and the marketing. And there's very real capabilities out there, but you have to be able to unpack that for your constituency, both from a client and employee basis. I think the way the role changes is we serve as more and more serve as change agents, and we need to take that role seriously and step up to that. Whether it's your tasks are being impacted or not, it's not really the conversation. The conversation is the type of talent you go after may change. The time to productivity may change. So how do you think about your talent persona that way? There's a lot to unpack there, but I think we serve as the voice of change and modeling the behaviors to be balanced in approach and making sure that you're gleaning the most outcomes while being prudent and responsible with your approach.
Yeah, I think that point about serving as the lead translator, the change agent, in many ways, that's been the burden that's fallen on technologists for decades, right? But your other point about how fast this is moving and sorting through the hype versus what actually can be applied to bring change and bring value. And then there's a whole question about the technology capability is in some ways, so fundamentally different in terms of what it unlocks, that it also requires all of us to think a little bit differently about how we want to solve problems and to get creative. So I think there's just a lot for listeners to think about how to apply in their own organizations.